with the phylums that are there. We have total 11 phylums that we have to study. But before that, you might notice that there is this particular flow chart which is there in your NCERT book as well. Now, if you remember this particular chart, okay, you are never going to have any difficulty while if I randomly ask you any kind of question about any kind of phylum. So talking about Animalia, we know that all the members of kingdom Animalia, they are multicellular. Depending upon the levels of organization, the first and the most primitive kind is the cellular level. This goes for Porifera. Porifera, it has cellular level of organization. Then the higher levels of organization that can be found, the tissue, the organ system. Now, so these, just imagine that tissues, organ and organ system, they are present right starting from the cylindrata up until the chordata. Moving forward, talking in terms of symmetry, the poriferans, they are asymmetrical. But then there comes radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. Radial symmetry is found in Coelenterata and Ctenophora, only two phylums. Then bilateral symmetry is found in starting from Platyhelminthes up until Chordates. All of them have bilateral symmetry. Now talking about the coelom. So those organisms that do not have the body cavity present, we call them as acoelom or acoelomate, and that is only one phylum called as Platyhelminthes. Then the false coelom, meaning coelom pouches are there. That is there in again only one phylum, that is Ascalventhes. Lastly, the true coelom organisms starting from Annelida up until Chordata. Okay. Now there is one exception, that is Echinodermata. It has a weird case. We'll talk about it when we come to it. So this chart, if you memorize this chart, it is going to be very easy for you. Very, very easy. Okay. All right. Now let us talk about the first phylum, that is Porifera. Now remember that every single organism that you can find in the phylum Porifera, all of them are sponges. They are called as sponges. They are asymmetrical. We already know that. Now talking in terms of their habitat, so they are found mostly in aquatic habitat, generally marine, and some of them are freshwater organisms. You understand the difference between marine and freshwater? Everyone understands? Okay. Some of the members of the phylum Porifera, they are freshwater dwellers, such as one example is Spongilla. The name is Spongilla, and this Spongilla is a freshwater sponge. Rest all of the sponges are marine sponges. Now we know that the phylum Porifera, they have cellular level of organization, meaning they just have cells in their body. That's it. No tissue, no organ system. Now, the most unique property that they have is that their body, they have water canal system present or water transport system. So, yeah, so they have water canal system in their body. Since we know that they are the lowermost organism, right? The lowermost. So, they don't have a proper transport system in their body. So, instead, they have the canal system or the water transport system. Now, this canal system, it contains three things. It starts with the ostia. Ostia is a pore-like structure. Then it goes into the big cavity which is known as spongocoel. Lastly, it ends with osculum. So ostia, spongocoel and osculum, these are the parts that are present in the water canal system or the water transport system of sponges. Now talking about the ostia, so these are the minute pores, and water enters into the body of the sponge with the help of these pores. Talking about the spongiocele, it is a big central cavity, meaning after the ostia comes the spongiocele. So it is a big central cavity. And again, a very important feature is that the spongiocele is lined by choanocytes that are also known as collar cells. Meaning, okay, first of all, you people tell me the meaning of being lined with something. What is the difference between being lined with something and being covered by something? Anyone can tell me. Lining and covering. What is the difference in between them, students? No one. What is the difference between lining and covering? None of you. See, if this is a structure, any cell, any cavity, anything. If I say that it has been covered by cells, meaning it is present all on the outer portion of the cell. If I say that it has been lined by any kind of cell, so it is present towards the inner portion. So being lined means present on the inner lining of the cell, of the tissue or the organ or any. So the spongiocele, which is a cavity or the central big cavity in them, they are lined by collar cells or choanocytes, meaning towards the inner side, they have collar cells present. Lastly, there is osculum. So again, it is a pore-like structure through which the water goes out of the body. So that is out of the cell. So ostia, spongiocele and osculum, they make up. Students, when you're answering something, unmute yourself and speak. Don't write in the chat box because I never see the chat box. So yeah, so the water canal system, they have three things: ostia, spongiocele and osculum. Any doubts? No. Everything is clear up until now? Why have you people made this kind of face? Are you not liking the chapter? You're like, all of you are so low on energy. Why? You're like, why? Is there any problem in the chapter that you're facing? Anything that is like you're finding anything difficult? Sure? Or it's the personal hatred for biology in general? No. Then what is the case? You people are low on energy today? No, that is also not the case. Then what is the problem? Is there any problem? Instead of
No
smiling,
problem, ma'am.
talk.
No problem. Just
No
tired.
problem. Oh, just tired. Same for all. You people are just tired. Tired of life. Tired of life. Everyone is tired of life. Your mic isn't working, Jaslyn. Okay. So today you'll be mute. Okay. Anyway, so you people are just tired of life in general, right? So sad. I feel so bad for you. Okay. So what can I do to help you people to make you more interested in life? Is there anything that I can do for you? Shall I send you some gifts or something? Would that be helpful? Ma'am has solution for everything. So if you tell me, I'll maybe solve your problems. Like my students are so tired of life. I feel so bad. Okay. Anyway, now moving forward. So this water canal system, you people understood? Any doubts? Okay. Now talking about why is the water canal system present? Like why are we studying about it? What's the use? Right? So the first thing, since they are very lower organisms, they don't have anything in their body. They're basically nothing. They're like no one cares about them. They're like poor beings. So God cares about them. So they like he has given them a proper canal system so that they can use it. Just 1 second, students. Just 1 second. Okay. All right. So coming back to it, what does the water canal system do? Now, the water canal system is used for gathering the food because they don't have anything that to catch the food. They don't have anything to put food in their body. So, water canal system helps them to get the food. Apart from that, it also helps in the respiratory exchange so that they can exchange gases. And lastly, the removal of waste so that they can remove the waste from their body. So that water canal system is extremely important for sponges. Without that, they cannot survive. So food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Now, digestion in the case of poriferans is intracellular. Now see, you people should know the difference between some of the words. Intra means within the cell. Okay, intracellular means within the cell. Intercellular means in between the two cells. And then extracellular means outside the cell. Have you people had inter-school debate competition or something, some competition, inter-school? Have you heard about that? How many of you have participated in it? All of you have? Okay. Okay. So inter means like whenever inter-school competitions are there, there are other schools also other than your school. So that is mean like that means that it is in between two schools or anything like that, right? So intercellular would mean in between two cells. Intra means within. Now, when the debate competition happens in your school, like the no other students are there, no other college or sorry college I'm saying, no other school students are there, so when the students of your same school is like are there, so that is what is intra. Okay, not intracellular, but intra school. So same way here, intracellular means within. Now, what happens? And see this digestion pattern, it can be extracellular, it can be intracellular, and it can be intercellular. Three things. Okay. So phylum wise, we are going to see which one is where. So you people have to remember this also. Now, what happens in the intracellular digestion? The food is taken in directly into the cell and then is digested within the cell only. So the food, because they don't have any organ, so they don't have anything particularly present in the body to digest the food. So they digest the food in the cells that they have in their body. Is this clear? Now, the body is supported by a skeleton. Now, they don't have bones, right? Because they are again made up of just cells. So, instead of bones and anything to provide them a skeletal structure, they have the skeleton, which is made up of spicules. Spicules are pointy structures, and they are made up of a like particular fiber known as spongin fibers. So they have spicules working like bones in their body, and what they do is that they give them a proper shape, a proper structure. Now, talking about sexes, they are not separate, meaning just like how us humans we have males and we have females, right? Then for animals like horses, there is a female horse, there's a male horse, right? Same goes for dog and everything. So in the higher organism, the sexes are separate. But here in the sponges, the sexes are not separate, meaning one organism has the male part also, has the female part also. So all the sponges are hermaphrodite. So now we are in animal kingdom. We have done plant kingdom. While we were talking about plant kingdom, what is the term we used for male and female parts in one? Hmm? You people sometimes make me want to cry. Cry a lot. Why, students? Why? Why do you do this to me? You remember bisexual term? Bisexual? Everyone knows that. Unisexual means one sex. Bisexual means both of them in one. Huh? Okay. Anyway, so in terms of animals, we don't say bisexual, we say hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites are the ones that have both male and the female sexes in one. So eggs and sperms, they are produced by the same individual, one individual. Okay. All right, just one second. Yes. Okay. Now, so we saw that the sexes are not separate in the sponges, and one individual will produce the egg as well as it will produce the sperms as well. Clear? Any doubts up until now? No doubts, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the reproduction. Now, reproduction, it can take place by two ways, asexually and sexually. Now, who will explain the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction to me? Nicely. Go, Zanab.
Ma'am, asexual means where only a single gamete is involved, but in sexual reproduction, the male and female gamete is involved.
Asexual reproduction has only one gamete involved. Asexual reproduction has no
One
gamete.
parent, one parent is involved.
Yes, it is uniparental. Exactly. Okay. Now, so reproduction in them, if it is happening in a uniparental way, uni means one, parental means parent. So, asexual reproduction takes place by fragmentation. Okay. Meaning their body would break into certain fragments. Each of those fragments will develop into new organism. And if the reproduction is happening by sexual method, so gametes are made and then the gametes are fused and everything, and that is how the sexual reproduction takes place. Now the fertilization is internal. What is the meaning of fertilization? Who will explain? Also, everyone switch on your videos. What is the meaning of fertilization?
Fusion of gametes to form a zygote.
Correct. That is fertilization. And if I say that the fertilization is internal, it means that it is happening inside the cell, inside the body of the sponge. Okay. Now see, now we are talking, like since we have entered the animal world, I'll tell you one thing. The animal world has a particular thing which we call as the development, meaning just like us humans have, okay, no, not us humans. Have you heard about caterpillars and butterflies? Everyone has? So if I say that the butterflies, they come from caterpillars only, is that right? Isn't it? The caterpillars, they hatch or they turn into a butterfly, right? They start forming a cocoon and everything. So that is one thing. But okay, now have you heard about tadpoles and frogs? Do the tadpoles grow into frogs? Yes or no? And has everyone seen the eggs of frogs? How many of you seen frog eggs? I mean, not in reality, but also in pictures and stuff. You haven't seen? You have, right? They sort of look like this, and they look like eyes. Very creepy, very, very weird looking. You might have seen this. Now, see, the eggs of the frogs are there. Now, the egg turns into the tadpole, and then the tadpole turns into the frog. Now, this is the adult, right? So, here what we are seeing, in order to form the adult from the egg stage, there is a particular middle stage that is there. Now, that is known as the larval stage. So, whenever the organism develops into the adult while undergoing a larval stage, that development is indirect. For example, us human beings, once we like start as a zygote, then we become a human only, isn't it? Do we become a fish first and then a human next? Or do we become a frog first and then a human next? No. So we directly turn into a human. So our development is direct. But in the case of lower organisms, so they have indirect development. People have understood indirect and direct development. Always remember that indirect development is the kind of direct development wherein the larval stage is present between egg and adult stage. There is a middle stage which is completely different, just like tadpole, right? Just like this thing, egg, caterpillar, butterfly, right? So there is again a middle stage. So that kind of development is known as indirect development. Now, this larval stage, which is there, the larva of the sponges, they are different from the adult sponges. Okay. And I have just given and like a little bit of extra knowledge. The larva of sponges, they are known as cydipid larva. You don't have to remember it if you don't want to. It's fine. Now, coming on to the ending. So we'll talk about what are the examples of porifera. So we have cycon or scypha. We have spongilla, that is a freshwater sponge. And then we have euspongia, which is a bath sponge. Okay, so these are the examples of certain poriferans. So the phylum Porifera is clear to you all.
Yes.
Do you people
Yes,
have
ma'am.
any doubts? Also, Abir, why are you so late in the class? You've joined 30 minutes late.
Yes, ma'am. I came home a bit late. I was outside.
Okay, please try to join on the right time, okay? Because
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
missing out a lot. Yes, Anna, are you asking something?
Ma'am, the circulatory system is open or closed?
The circulatory system is absent.
Oh,
It's not there at all because they are very lower organisms. Now let us look at the pictures. Okay, see this. These are sponges. The variety of sponges that you are seeing on your screen. Okay, these are the sponges. Have you people used a proper loofah while showering? The loofah that has holes in it. Have you used that? Not the plastic one, not the one that is a synthetic one. The real loofah. Have you used it? Or you might have seen there may be some people in your family that use a kind of loofah that looks like a jute. It's very hard. It is very hard. You feel like your skin is going to get cut from it. That is also a sponge. So this is what the sponges look like. Okay, students, any doubts? Now if you see here, see, these are the structures that are there in the body, and this is what, see, these are the tiny pores that are known as ostium. And this is the larger pore called as the osculum through which the water goes out. And this entire, like inside the hollow cavity, is the spongocoel present. Clear? So that is what the water canal system looks like. Any doubts in the phylum Porifera?
no, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let us see how individual poriferans look like. We're going to see. Can you see the screen that I'm sharing? What screen can you see right now?
Diagrams.
I
Spawn
can't see
structure.
that. I can't see that. I can only see my notes screen. Okay, what is happening? Now what can you see?
Notes.
Okay, first you people note down. I'll see what I have. Okay. Yeah, you can start noting it.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Done, students? All of you
Yes.
are done? Okay.
Noted, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
No, ma'am. Ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now let us talk about the next phylum, that is phylum Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Okay, everyone switch back your videos on. Yes, everyone. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Now these organisms, they have radial symmetry present in them. Okay, meaning that you can divide from any plane and their body will be divided into two halves, but those halves will not be identical left and right halves. In terms like in the terms of habitat, they are aquatic. Most of them are found in the marine habitat, and then again some of them, particularly hydra, it is found in the freshwater habitat. Have you heard about hydra before? Okay. Now see, the coelentrates in terms of their body structure, they can be sessile, meaning they won't move from one place. They'll be like stuck, or you can say stagnant, or they can be free swimming or free living. So the coelentrates can be found stuck in one place also, and they can be found floating in the ocean or the water body also. Now the name Cnidaria is derived from nidoblast or nidocytes. Now these are special cells that are present and they have tentacles. So like the coelentrates, they have tentacles in their body, and those tentacles, they have nidoblast or nidocytes present on them. Okay, also they are present in the epidermis area. Epidermis means outermost layer. Now what is the speciality? These nidoblasts, they contain stinging capsules or nematocytes, meaning if any person by chance comes in contact with a coelentrate, let's just say you stepped on it. You did not know and you stepped on it. So these stinging capsule will be used by the coelentrates to sting you. Okay, it release certain toxins and poisons. So because of that, you can get stung by it. Okay, so that is what nidoblasts are there for. And from this nidoblast presence only, they have their name known as Cnidaria. Clear? Now, obviously, none of you will go such in depth into the ocean or water body that they will sting you, but still you get the gist of it. Now, what is that particular nidoblast used for? The first one is anchorage. Anchorage means to provide them a proper body structure and to hold them somewhere. The second reason is the defense. Again, just like how to protect themselves, they have those stinging capsules so that they can kill the prey, kill the predator and survive. And also capturing of prey. Now, when they want to go hunting, so they can use these nidoblasts to do so. And you know, the most unique thing about these stinging capsules is that they have a toxin, which is usually a neurotoxin. So what it does, it paralyzes the predator. It paralyzes. Okay. So that is what is so special about that. Now, talking about the level of organization. So Cnidarians, they have tissue level of organization. Now in them, the cells came together and they formed the tissue. Now they have a gastrovascular cavity with a single opening. Now they have false gastrovascular. Gastrovascular cavity is responsible for digestion. So they have a cavity in their body responsible for digestion, and that cavity has one opening called as the hypostome. Just like how our digestive system has the opening known as mouth, same way hypostome is just the equivalent of mouth, but it is not a mouth. Okay, it is just an opening through which the food can come inside. Now, in them, the digestion can be extracellular and intracellular. So, both kinds of digestions are there. Meaning, out of the cell, the digestion, because they have a cavity now. So, the food can be digested in the cavity also, and it can be digested within the cell also. Now, some cnidaриans, they have a skeleton made up of calcium carbonate. Just like how poriferans had spongin fibers there in their skeleton. Same way, the cnidarians, they have a different component, and that is CaCO3, calcium carbonate. What else have calcium carbonate, students? What is the common thing that you've heard has calcium carbonate? You've heard about where this exists? Very good. Yes, Jesslyn. Eggshells. Eggshells also have calcium carbonate. So you see, you seen the eggshell? Everyone has, right? So that eggshell is because of which the component is also present in the cnidaria. So they have a skeleton made up of the same component. Now eggshells have many other components also, but they have calcium carbonate. Okay, and have you ever seen corals? Whenever you see oceanic life, have you seen corals, like the most beautiful orange purple plant like looking things that are there in the ocean? They like weave, always like moving like this through the water garden. Those are the corals. So corals are one member, like they are one such group of members that are found in the cnidaria phylum. Now the cnidarians, they have two body forms. Now these body forms are interexchangeable. One form of the body is polyp-like, meaning they have sort of this kind of structure. Cylindrical structure is there, and this is a sessile structure, meaning it will stay in one place and not move. This is shown by Hydra and it is shown by Adamsia. Then the next structure is Medusa. So this is free swimming umbrella shaped structure. How many of you have seen that movie? I don't know the name, in which Medusa is the Ariel, the Little Mermaid movie. How many of you have seen that? Little Mermaid, the cartoon one. Have you seen Medusa? She is like the evil character in that particular movie. So, like, whatever the face is there, you might have seen her body is like this, isn't it? All right. Now, she gets her name from here. But she, I think, is an octopus in that movie. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie, but I know the characters. So I don't know, but she gets her name Medusa from here. So Medusa is a structure or a body form, just like how gametophyte and sporophyte were the body forms in plants. Do people remember that? Same way, Medusa and polyps are the body forms in Nidie. Now, how many of you have seen jellyfishes? Not in reality, but in pictures. All of you have seen jellyfishes? So Aurelia or Aurelia is the scientific name of the jellyfish, and jellyfish is the common name. So you don't have to underline this. So they are Medusa stage. Now, if you see a jellyfish, they sort of look like this and they have tentacles. How many of you have seen SpongeBob? Everyone has seen SpongeBob? Okay, this whole entire chapter we can learn from SpongeBob only. Have you seen SpongeBob SquarePants, the lead? What is it? It is a porifera. It is a sponge. It is a porifera. Now you'll have a different outlook for SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay. Have you seen Patrick? Patrick. What is Patrick? Starfish. Right? We're going to learn about starfishes also. So you might have seen in that cartoon, there are many purple jellyfishes also. They're like always floating in the like the habitat they live in. So jellyfishes are a great example of free swimming. Like they freely, with the help of their tentacles, they can swim in the water. So polyp and medusa are the two body forms. Clear, students? Any doubts? All right. Now see, there are some cnidarians that can exist in both forms, meaning they can be in the polyp form also, and they can turn into medusa forms. Okay, and this property of existing in both the body forms, polyp and medusa, we call it as alternation of generation, that is metagenesis. Metagenesis. In this, for example, if the organism is initially in a polyp form, so if it reproduces asexually, it becomes into a medusa form. And then if the medusa reproduces sexually, it will turn into the polyp form. Okay, so the organism that can do this is Obelia. Okay, Obelia can do this. Any doubts up until now? Okay. Now we have the examples or the members of Coelenterata phylum. The first one, and see, all of them have their common names written. Now these common names are extremely important because they'll not ask you the scientific name as directly. They'll give you the common name first and then they'll ask you a question related. Now Physalia. Physalia is known as Portuguese man of war because when you see like a colony or a group of Physalia, it looks like people are ready with the armors on to go for a war. We'll see the picture. So Physalia is there. Then there is Adamsia. This is sea anemone. Pennatula. This is a coelenterate that looks like a pen. It has a pen shape. So Pennatula. Then there is Gorgonia. It looks like a fan. So sea fan. And then there is Meandrina, that is known as brain coral. So all of these names are to be remembered. The common names, the scientific names, both. Clear? Now I'll try to share the screen. Now you can see the screen. All right. So we had seen the poriferans. Now let us see Physalia. See, this is what Physalia looks like. Okay. And this is one of the, you can say, most abundant coelenterate that is there. Okay. And it looks beautiful. But remember that anything in terms of biology that is beautiful is not as beautiful as it seems. Okay, so this is Physalia. Then what was, let's just see how we call it as the Portuguese man of war. Sort of like if you look at them, it looks like they have a shield that they are carrying, isn't it? Like the shields that the army men used to carry, the shields to protect themselves. I don't know what is like what that thing is called. Like how Captain America has that shield. So those people that like used to go to the war, they also had a shield, right? So that is why they are known as. I mean, you won't see the exact thing, but you'll understand what the whole entire concept is about. Now we have seen Portuguese man of war. Let us see Peninsula. See this. Doesn't it look like a pen, like the feather? People used to initially write with feathers, right? So this is what a peninsula looks like. It is a sea pen. Clear, students? It looks like a feather. Rather than calling it as a pen, they should have called it as a feather, isn't it? I don't know why they name it like that, but you people understand what peninsula looks like. Now we're going to see what was the next. Tell me the next name. Gorgonia, which is the sea fan. Look, it is a sea fan. Okay. Sort of like expanded structure is there, right? The fans, the hand fans people used to have, they had a structure like this, right? So this is what the sea fan looks like. See this thing. The fans that we use, like in the villages, the people that they use to fan themselves, that looks like this. Okay, what else did we talk about? We had Meandrina. Oh, it's written here. So Meandrina is known as brain coral. Have you people seen the image of a brain? It looks like curvy structures are there in the brain. It is very convoluted. And if you see it roughly, it gives that structure only, isn't it? If you look at the brain and if you look at this, it sort of resembles that. That is why they are known as brain coral. Okay. Did we have anything more other than these examples? Cycon. Cycon was there? No. Cycon was not there. Okay, Adamsia is left. Adamsia, we'll see Adamsia also. See, this is what, not that, this one. See anemone, this is what the Adamsia looks like. Now, you remember the polyp structure that I drew? You remember? Right now, I drew a polyp structure. Does this resemble that? First, you tell me, do you remember or not? Then only we can see, do you, it resembles or not. See this one. When we were talking about the structure of polyp, I drew this. Now, doesn't that resemble this? So see, Adamsia, it has a polyp structure. Clear? So with this, we have actually completed the second phylum, that is phylum Coelenterata. Any doubts? Okay, let's just quickly see jellyfishes also, because I adore them. I really like jellyfishes, even though they are like the worst creatures probably because they sting you. But we'll see. Jellyfishes, how they look like. Jellyfishes, Aurelia. See how beautiful they are, right? How pretty, beautiful. Like you can say any beautiful word and it goes with them, right? They are like amazing. And like it looks like they have a light installed in them, isn't it? This is what the jellyfishes are. Like everyone knows what jellyfishes are. And jellyfishes, they have a body form which is known as medusa. Okay. And they can badly sting people, badly bad. Okay. Many people can like die also from their stings. So this is what the members of coelentrates are. Any doubts up until now? This whole thing is clear to you all? All right. Now you people can note down.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Justin, are you writing still? Okay, wait.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
No, ma'am.
Done, students?
Yes, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jesslyn, you're not done.